What's up, guys? I've got another video for you today. Once again, didn't want to spend too much dust, so this team might look a little bit familiar. But before we get into the gameplay, quick reminder, thank you to all my Patreon supporters. I could not be doing this without you guys. Yeah, let's get right into that gameplay video. So this is a team that I've previously made a video on, yes, but I also think it is probably my best non-XL team in the current XL meta, so that's why I decided to give it another video here. I've been playing this team over the last couple of days after kind of failing with a couple other experiments. So I figured I would put another video out. I don't think this one's been played in like 6 months or so either, so probably no Nidoqueen involved, probably none of that. And not that much Jellicent. Is the same thing. It was more in the Galvantula Skarmory era. But this team is Venusaur, Shadow Snorlax, and Empoleon. It's an ABB team. As usual, Venusaur is your lead. Catch a lot of good leads with Venusaur. There's a lot of water types right now with Politoed, Swampert, Jellicent around. Some of the top Pokemon, maybe even like 3 of the top Pokemon in the entire league. We got Shadow Snorlax as the switch, drawing out all the fighting types that Empoleon can't really handle. Then we have Empoleon on the back, and Empoleon's still pretty powerful. It still does have a lot of good matchups versus a lot of the meta, but at the same time, a lot of the XL Pokemon, I've kind of pushed it out just due to it being a little bit more frail, I guess, than some of its counterparts. So generally, game plan is Venusaur, if you catch a good lead, of course you stay in. If you don't catch a good lead, if it's a neutral lead, something that you can swap Snorlax into, get out of there, get into the Snorlax right away, and start putting the pressure on, make them make the decisions. There's going to be some times where they do swap something into Venusaur, so you have a favorable lead. They swap something into Venusaur that you also beat, so for example a Swampert swapping into Machamp. In those cases, you're going to want to stay in against that Machamp, right? Because you can handle that Swampert later, but you'll have to take that on a little bit of a case-by-case basis, I guess. Yeah, this team's going to be able to pick up the first win in this set here, no problem. And we'll see how it continues to do. A lot of these new XL Pokemon, they're still very threatened by Snorlax, especially with energy, so there's not too much that can come on it or come in on it and destroy it. So we have Scrafty in the lead here. Something you absolutely want Venusaur on. Scrafty probably one of the hardest counters to employ on Snorlax just because it's so tanky. I can kind of doesn't have to shield like Shadow Machamp does to stay healthy. So no shield the first one, of course. The way you lose this matchup is if they bait you and then throw Foul Play later. But if they just go straight Foul Play, you outpace them to moves. In this case, we have a scenario where Venusaur wins the lead very hard. Venusaur still has about 30+ % health. So whatever comes in is probably their best counter now. So in these cases, you want to swap out. I see so many people just staying in, just trying to keep alignment. You can't keep alignment. That's not how your team works, right? This team works by drawing out the fighter. If they have a fighter in the back and you let Venusaur go down, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So in this case, Nidoqueen comes in, we swap into Snorlax, and usually this will bring the water type out that's hiding in the back. It almost always is a water or fighting type hiding in the back if they don't want to switch into Venusaur. So in this case, we have the Politoed out. We actually do end up taking it down, but even if we hadn't, this would have been Venusaur coming in. Just take a Blizzard or whatever even, and have Empoleon take it down. And then Empoleon with shields can usually handle whatever he swaps Snorlax into. First place in this case, it's Nidoqueen. Empoleon versus Nidoqueen is fantastic. You have to worry a bit about the bait game, but all the pressure is on them. So Serperior lead is a bit of an interesting one. They throw right away. This could be an aerial ace, but instead they're just running Leaf Tornado. So at this point, I'm just trying to farm up as much as possible, and Tentacool comes in. So Tentacool, or Serperior. And this is the same with debuffers as well. I usually like to take a debuff before I swap. So Frenzy Plant doesn't do all that much damage because Tentacool is part poison, but it's not going to be throwing a Hydro Pump at Venusaur, so we can tank this Acid Spray. And look, this is just such a waste of energy when someone throws an Acid Spray like that. We're able to get into the Empoleon right away and just get a huge farm on this Tentacool. It's not able to do any damage. Acid Spray is a bit scary because now the next Hydro Pump is going to deal a ton of damage. But at the same time, Empoleon doesn't really need to be too healthy. Yeah, there we go. Let's farm for the opponent with whatever they bring in, and should still be able to get those 2 Drill Pecks off. Deal some serious damage to that Serperior. But after that, of course, Serperior is going to be able to farm down. But once again, double grass Serperior has no play against Venusaur. Doesn't really matter how much energy it has. So we're just going to farm it down. They want to throw Leaf Tornadoes. That's fine. They'll just help us get more farm. But they're going to come in with water. So Serperior, double water. I mean, yeah. So Venusaur probably could have beat the full team. But generally, well, you got to respect the spice too. I've never seen Tentacle. But Serperior, you're going to run Serperior double water. I would probably run Aerial Ace on your Serperior so you can beat the other grass types at the very least. But that might just be me. Here we have Dragonite lead. This is really bad because Dragonite also stomps Snorlax. But luckily, a lot of people are coming in with Dragonite Fighter in the back. So when you swap to Snorlax, they'll instantly come in with Machamp. In this case, we just take Machamp, and we're going to be able to farm down with Venusaur. Yeah, unless Machamp shields Snorlax, this Machamp isn't going to be able to get too much done. Just a cross chop, not even a rock slide. And Venusaur has a little bit of an energy lead onto this Dragonite. So what we're going to do here is stay in and throw Sludge Bomb. Gotta get these shields down. So the thing is, you can't store more than 2 Sludge Bombs, so I need to get shields down now before I swap into Empoleon, because it's likely going to be something that I can farm down afterwards and hopefully hit with those Sludge Bombs. And like I said, here we have Swampert coming in. Once they use that shield against Hydro Cannon, I know I'm pretty home free. If they want to take me out with an Earthquake, that's fine. If not, that's also fine. So they're instead going to elect for 2 Hydro Cannons. I probably could have just not shielded at all. But the Dragonite might be a little bit too healthy for just 1 Sludge Bomb to take it out. So I do shield and then take out that Swampert. So I can Waterfall the Dragonite into Sludge Bomb range, which is about 70-80% for Shadow Dragonite. Maybe 60%, I don't know. Somewhere around there. But either way, save the shields. Venusaur is going to be able to shield up 1 Dragon Claw and then get to this Sludge Bomb before Dragonite is able to get to another charge move and take it out. So even with a terrible lead there, you can see this team, honestly, like, there's a lot of games where it feels like this team should not win, but you can play around it and you get wins. Physically Focused, one of my Patreon supporters, actually. Love to see it. Playing another one of my teams. So Goon into Gengar switch. I'm going to go straight into the Snorlax. Obviously, running Sludge Bomb because it's a safe swap. Gengar, but Snorlax is able to take Gengar down before the second Sludge Bomb. So just a full farm down. Snorlax, it's a hard counter for a reason. Obstagoon comes back in, but Snorlax is going to be at 2 superpowers. No problem. First one absolutely decimates Obstagoon. The second one here is going to take out the Obstagoon as well. So he's going to come in with the Talonflame at the back. This is the Goon, Gengar, Talonflame line that has worked so well in Ultra League Open in the past. And you know what? It also really works in Ultra League Premier. He had a very good day with this team. So if you do have a Talonflame, you can try it out. I didn't want to put out another... I haven't used XLs. Oh, sorry, there's a 5-0 right there. So 5-0 to start out with this team. The main reason I'm not running Talonflame teams... Oops. What is happening here? Sorry. So I paused it. The main reason I'm not running Talonflame teams is I have not used a single XL Pokemon in Ultra League this season, and I plan on keeping it that way, kind of a little bit of a protest. So there won't be any Talonflame this season. Maybe I'll run back Talonflame and try and find some better combos next season, or perhaps with Venusaur. But it just, I don't know, it didn't feel right to be running XLs with so many people unable to also run them. You know, like it does feel bad putting out videos with XL Pokemon in them when sometimes you guys can't run them. Anyways, swapped out of this bad lead, Abomasnow, which is terrible for the team, and you're actually gonna see a lot of Abomasnow games. This set beats the whole team, but we swap into Snorlax anyways, and we just try and make something happen. So in this case, it's a regular Machamp, so I'm trying to get a full farm down of this Machamp so that I can throw some Sludge Bombs at this Abomasnow. Unfortunately, I mess up. In comes Typhlosion. I'm gonna throw a Sludge Bomb at it instead. Probably should have saved the energy, but that is okay. Gonna have to shield up a Blast Bird here, and then once again, yeah, not gonna quite be able to take it down. Gonna have to shield up another Blast Bird. But it is important to get shields down because the only way to deal with this Abomasnow is with Drill Pecks and Sludge Bombs. So, trading shields for a farm down there is very important. You want to get shields down when you're playing against Abomasnow. I'm going to throw another Drill Peck. Obviously, this Abomasnow did not take a Drill Peck. And I could have made a play to catch Energy Ball, but they did a good job throwing in between my moves. But Venusaur just has to get to a Frenzy Plant, which it's able to get to, and we're going to be able to take this Abomasnow down. So, a bit of a team effort, right? But if the entire team's weak to Abomasnow, then usually it's good against stuff that Abomasnow comes with. Seen a lot of resurgence in Abomasnow recently. Probably blame Zionic for that one. But yeah, just showing that this team can deal with it is one of the harder leads to deal with. That and Dragonite, and I've shown that it can beat both. So anyways, we have a Snorlax swap in. I'm going to throw a Frenzy Plant there first. Or they're going to catch it, I guess. And I'm going to get to Hydro Cannon on Empoleon. This is going to grab a shield. I throw it right away just so that I can at least get a shielded up. This is guaranteed. I'm not going to shield the first one. It's just a Body Slam. And the second one I will shield though. Because at this point, I'm now in Superpower KO range. So at least non-debuff Superpower. So I shield up that one and farm the rest of the way down. Now my Empoleon is able to exit this matchup with a move. So this Drill Peck, oh, really hurts if it's let through. And unfortunately, Empoleon's not quite able to take down the Machamp. So Venusaur will have to eat a Rock Slide. And then in comes Typhlosion. Shadow Claw Typhlosion though. So Snorlax actually does have a pretty good matchup here. Versus Incinerate, it's quite a bit harder, but it double resists those Shadow Claws. And I think you really only need to land one Body Slam in one shield. But, yeah. So it's not too big of a deal in the Zero Shield. It might have been a little bit tougher, but you can survive one Blast Burn, no problem without that extra Incinerate damage. And I'm just going to shield up here to try and end this game. Yeah. Team working as intended. That was a good though. That was a very good lead. So we're gonna see another Machamp lead. Yeah, lots of Machamps too. Solid lead. The problem is they can build up energy and swing back and forth and beat you. So it's kind of important to get these shields down on the Machamp early. Every Frenzy Plant is gonna get a shield for sure. And in this case, versus Machamp leads, I like to shield everything. Essentially. Sometimes you get baited, whatever. They usually don't bait you twice in a row. So I'm gonna let this one through because it's guaranteed a cross chop. Otherwise, I probably would have shielded it. They built up to Rock Slide. The thing is, if they build up to the Rock Slide again, then I get another Frenzy Plant off. And because my Venusaur is half health again, and they didn't switch out with Machamp, I know they've got something in the back that's kind of weak to Venusaur still. So we switch into the Snorlax. This is just like the first game I was talking about, with the Politoed in the back. Same thing, we swap in the Snorlax. We're not going to shield it. We're just sacrificing our Snorlax to realign our Pokemon. So now we used to have Venusaur not on this Swampert. Now it is on this Swampert because we sacrificed the Snorlax. Unfortunately, Venusaur's not going to get too big of a farm, but it doesn't really matter too much. We got the Gengar in the back, and Empoleon's a great Gengar answer here. Most Gengars don't run Shadow Ball, unless they're teams I put out where I specifically just run Shadow Ball. Most of them run Sludge Bomb, so Empoleon is a very good answer to these Gengars that don't have Shadow Ball. Yeah, not a lot Sludge is going to do against this big steely Penguin King. So even with those, a couple Shadow Punches, it's not going to be enough to take Empoleon out. Yeah, Empoleon does a lot of work on this team too. But it really does need to be babied nowadays. We have G-Fisk, so this is another advantage of this team. Every Pokemon beats G-Fisk. Well, I guess not Snorlax, but it's got play. And in Ultra League, Venusaur actually does much better against G-Fisk than in Great League. In this case, we're gonna let through an Earthquake. Of course, another Shield. And then we're gonna try and catch a Rock Slide on Snorlax. Successfully this time. So we're just switching to Snorlax now. He can take a beating, he can get a lick down and deal some damage. And we got to get that Machamp out of there, right? If we just stayed in versus that G-Fisk and blew a shield on Venusaur, we would have to still switch out later anyways and bring this Machamp in. So now I finally got this Machamp out, but it might be a little bit too late here. Venusaur is getting kind of low on HP. And it doesn't look like Venusaur is going to be able to make the move, so I have to sacrifice it, unfortunately. But I've got Empoleon here with 2 shields. Unfortunately, Machamp doesn't really care about Empoleon shields. I know I'm in quite a tough spot here. This is going to throw an Earthquake. Sorry, Rock Slide, I mean. Not just an Earthquake, just a Rock Slide. There we go, and we'll see what's in the back. That's a Venusaur. Roserade. Not sure. Hard to tell. Yeah, it's Venusaur. A very thick Roserade. Yeah, this game is pretty impossible to win at this point. I need to charge up to 2 moves because I need one for the Machamp and one for the Venusaur, and it's just not meant to be. So, I'm actually going to lose that battle against the Machamp lead. Oh, sorry, against the G-Fisk lead. Even though the whole team is good against G-Fisk, I potentially should have swapped a little bit earlier. So, I have Empoleon lead. Once again, a lot of people not ready for Venusaur. We're going to throw the good timing. That's at 7 Vine Whips versus these 3-turn moves. They don't shield. And they're going to throw Drill back. I technically don't have to shield here too, but I am playing ABB. Let's keep that lead healthy. And I would be able to farm the whole way down if they did switch out. So now they're going to come with their own Venusaur. I don't really have the best Venusaur answer here. So my goal is to throw a second Sludge Bomb. And then try and catch a Sludge Bomb on Snorlax. If you can catch a Sludge Bomb on Snorlax, it's amazing. It deals less than Frenzy, and it takes more of their energy. So I swap into Snorlax, I mess up, get the Frenzy off, but I'm able to take down that Venusaur before it gets to the next Frenzy. Then Empoleon comes back in to give Snorlax a little bit more farm before the Gallade comes in. So we're going to just try and burn some of Gallade's shields here. Gallade is a little bit scary. Venusaur is not known as a good answer to Gallade, right? Because those Confusions chunk, but it does resist those charge moves. So we're going to bring in Venusaur to kind of soak up that energy. In this case, I decide to shield. Because I'm at the Frenzy Plan. I think I clicked it beforehand. So it's just a guaranteed win if I shield there. Otherwise, I would just not shield it. Save that shield for Empoleon. Waterfall it down. Put down that pressure. This game was won without Empoleon at all. Actually, Venusaur just a very good combo, and look at that. That is 4 more wins, breaking back into legend. That's 9 out of 10 wins right there, with a gain of over 100 points in just 2 sets. This goes to show can really climb fast. The good team in this case versus Nidoqueen. I was going to stay in and swap as soon as they threw Poison Fang. Throw a Frenzy Plant at the Nidoqueen first, but they make a great catch onto their Venusaur, unfortunately. So, good play by my opponent. I never throw my moves right away either, and for some reason this opponent just figured I would. Kudos. I fail the catch onto my Snorlax. Going to not shield 1, but I know I'm going to have to shield another. Because alignment is important. It's not to keep my Venusaur with that Nidoqueen, but it's to get my Empoleon on that Nidoqueen, especially because it already has some energy. Hopefully this Nidoqueen comes back in. They're going to throw Poison Fang right away, which is great for me, because this doesn't KO Snorlax, and it's going to allow me to get my Body Slam off, and this Nidoqueen should have a lot less energy than normal. In fact, it allows me to still get both Body Slams off, so the Poison Fang there did absolutely nothing except give them less farm. So able to take that shield back with Snorlax, come back in with Empoleon. Yeah, in this case, I do shield it up. If they're gonna bait, it wouldn't be then, and in comes Crobat, so this is pretty good for Empoleon. Crobat and Nidoqueen. So it's an ABA poison. Bit weird. But Crobat runs Shadow Ball, which kind of hurts, but not enough, and they go for the Poison Fang anyways. Slight overtap there. I really did not mean to do it. But we're going to try and take this Crobat out. And yeah, they realize they can't win from that position anymore. It's just a weak little Nidoqueen left. That was even with a great catch for my opponent. Luckily I did have the Empoleon on the back to deal with that Nidoqueen, kind of flip the script. Alright, we have an Abomasnow here. Lead, yeah, exactly, an awful lead. And we're going to swap right into Snorlax, draw out that Machamp. Feels like Abomasnow's coming with Machamp all the time. So hard counter lead, hard counter switch. And they're going to throw cross chop right before I'm able to take them down. The thing is, they spent a shield already, which is great. And in this case, I'm going to just try and farm this Machamp down. They're at half health already. So I'm going to start spending shields for this farm down. I need to get shields down and energy on my Pokemon so that I can take down this Abomasnow. If I don't do that, there's no hope. Can't fast move down this Abomasnow. So 2 shields on 2 rock slides. And now I have enough for a Sludge Bomb off here. Or 2. We're going to throw 1 Sludge Bomb and then a Frenzy Plant because they didn't shield. If they shielded, I would throw in a Sludge Bomb, obviously. Grab that second shield. And then we're going to swap and try and catch a Weather Ball. It fails, unfortunately. But in comes Politoed. Oh. And the game lags, so I don't really know what the count is at this point. It's a bit unfortunate, but because it's throwing Weather Balls and unshielded Empoleon, it likely has Blizzard. Great. So you'd expect a Pokemon with only water charge moves to lose to the Pokemon with the neutral flying charge move, but XL Pokemon are pretty busted. So here we go. Yeah, Politoed actually wins this, which is kind of insane. We're gonna switch as soon as possible, but it's just not gonna be enough. And Abomasnow has that Weather Ball already. And Empoleon is not going to be able to farm this Abomasnow down and have a charge move for Politoed. So we're going to lose this one too. But shows how close you can make these games. They had literally like 20% total HP on their Pokemon. And that's after hard counter lead, a hard counter swap. Oh, look at this. Very creative. Another Abomasnow here. So just showing off how we can play against these Abomasnows. I just throw the Body Slam here. I should be building up to superpower, but I kind of just want to get damage off by any means necessary. The energy ball does a lot. And the thing is, you just need 2 body slams anyways. Great swap to save their Abomasnow for later. Very annoying, but they come in with Crobat. And this is not too big of a deal. If they want to farm me down, they're going to have to spend a shield on Snorlax. Yeah, which they do. They're going to go for the farm down. And I'm going to controversially go into Venusaur, I think, here. Yeah. Soak up some energy. I want to keep my Empoleon healthy. My Venusaur has kind of gotten a great place. Now we're going to switch into Empoleon and just try and hope that 2-shield Empoleon is the way to go. I'm going to no-shield whatever this Crobat throws because I have to hope they're not at a Shadow Ball yet. I don't really know the count quite well for Crobat, or the counts in Ultra League in general. In comes Abomasnow. I'm going to throw this Drill Peck before they can do anything. Really grab that shield. They're gonna throw a move. I'm gonna shield it despite my thoughts that they were gonna bait for sure. But because they didn't bait, I was able to farm a little bit more, and they realized I'm gonna be able to farm them down before I get to Energy Ball. So they're gonna switch to their Talonflame. Which, I don't know if you've ever played the Empoleon Talonflame matchup, but it is not a great matchup for Empoleon. Sorry, for Talonflame, that's for sure. Empoleon showing why he's the king of the birds and not Talonflame. That performance, able to take out that Abomasnow lead once again. So, yeah, just because your entire team loses to something doesn't mean you can't beat it, even if it's in the lead. All right, Empoleon into Venusaur. These Venusaur swaps are kind of tricky. I go for the Sludge Bomb into the attempted Sludge Bomb catch, but it's a pretty low percentage play. Yeah, and if you fail, you have to shield, because they will have enough energy to beat you to 2 moves, and then you can't get off a Body Slam. I think in this case, oh, okay, I just do sacrifice my Snorlax and let it go down. So I'm gonna come back in with the Venusaur. I'm playing this game. I don't know what I'm doing. This is some next level stuff. I can't even think about it myself. I'm gonna build up energy and throw Frenzy Plant right before they get to their next Sludge Bomb. This Frenzy will be enough to take them out. And then in comes a Roserade. Yeah, this is a disaster. I should have swapped a lot earlier to my Empoleon. At this point, it's pretty tough. This Roserade's probably already at a move. Do Storm or Grass Knot. Just Grass Knot this time. But yeah, still, they've got the Empoleon on the back. This one does not look like a win. Not at all. Some severe misplaying there. That's what happens if you fail to catch on the Snorlax. So what you can do is, if they swap in the Venusaur, just throw your Sludge Bomb and just make sure they don't sneak one, or tank a Sludge Bomb and then swap to Snorlax. Much better option. Or shield your Snorlax. But it does put them in a pretty good situation. Mess that up. I let my Empoleon go down there to try and farm down, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to like 4 moves to take out that Rosary. Pretty far behind. I think the last game here, let's see what we get. Scrafty lead, so pretty good lead, but they're going to swap right into Muck. I need to go into Empoleon right away. By right away, I mean really slow, because this was the first Muck I've seen. So if you swap slowly, really bad things can happen in this matchup, so just swap fast. If you swap slowly, then Muck wins the 0 shield. In this case, my opponent just throwing Acid Sprays. It's kind of fine by me. They don't really do anything, and it's going to make the Scrafty have less farm down. I honestly think these debuff moves, like opposing debuff moves, are a huge trap a lot of the time, but I love to see people use them. In this case, it looks like Scrafty's going to go for just power-up punches, considering the fact that they're not trying to burn any shields at all, which means I need to keep my Venusaur on Scrafty. They make a great swap to catch Frenzy Plant on Talonflame, but Snorlax versus Talonflame is not too bad. I throw with good timing, but really I should have been trying to CMP tie for Brave Bird, and we're going to no-shield this. If they Brave Bird, yeah, like they do, I'm going to be able to lick them down before they get to their next move. And then just throw a Body Slam here at the Scrafty, but they're a little bit faster than I am on the trigger. But at this point, kind of just all about making sure that I can bind with the Scrafty down. I'm not going to be able to get to a move. He still has 2 shields. So it's just about shielding these potential foul plays and probably power-up punches, because I'll be able to take them down beforehand. So even with the double bait at the end, because so much energy was wasted on double Acid Spray in the middle game, yeah, Venusaur is going to be able to farm that Scrafty down. And that's it. I've actually climbed even a little bit more with this team. A little bit higher than what's in this video afterwards. A very solid team in this meta, I think. Maybe one of the better non-XL teams. Best one I can build, at least, I think, at the moment. I have been trying to experiment some new things, so I keep dropping. But yeah. I mean, that's kind of why you keep gravitating back to the same things in this case. Why move on from something that isn't broken. It is a very strong team. Yeah, that's it. That's probably the last video I'll make in Ultra Premier next season. So hopefully the non-XL teams I put out this season have inspired some people. I really do feel for those people who are not level 40 yet. Yeah, the XL candy thing kind of segregated our community, like haves and have-nots now, for people who just cannot build these meta Pokemon. It sucks, but it is what it is. And yeah, that's it. And as always, watching.